So I had shingles last year, which I took the quote antiviral drug acyclovir. I went on to develop post-herpetic neuralgia, which has left me with constant itchiness and nerve activity. Do you think Strophanthus would help, or any other recommendations? Just to be clear, I am not in a position and not able to give anybody any medical recommendations. All I can say is my understanding of the process, but I can't tell you what to do about this. But the point about that is, again, the way that they came up with the concept of an antiviral is they take unpurified stuff from a person or an animal or from a previous culture. They inoculate that on a new culture, starve and poison it, and then they add something to the culture, like a chemical called acyclovir. And if the culture doesn't break down as much as it otherwise would have, because it somehow stabilized it or somehow protected the culture, that is what we call an antiviral. I've often asked people if they believe in antivirals, meaning it kills viruses. That's what antiviral means. That's certainly odd, considering that, as far as I know, nobody thinks viruses are alive. So I don't know how you can kill something that's already that's not alive. So that's interesting, point one. And the second, and this gets back to my original rational thinking argument, killing viruses is not a human experience, right? Nobody has ever seen a chemical called acyclovir kill a virus. So the question is, how do you know it does that? And that has to be an entire series of well thought out, scientifically validated steps, which, as far as I know, doesn't exist. And actually, I'm sure it doesn't exist. So what's happening here? So shingles is considered to be the adult version of chickenpox, which we know isn't a virus. We went over that last time. And if people didn't get that, they should go to my last webinar and watch Dr. Sam Bailey's very well done presentation on the fact that nobody has ever found a virus called a varicella zoster virus associated with the disease varicella, chickenpox, or zoster shingles. So what's happening here? So there's some problem that the body is trying to eliminate. There may be a deficiency of collagen or vitamin C, which makes the skin weak, makes the connective tissue weak. So the body is trying to eliminate some toxin through this weak skin. So you develop a rash, which weeps out all this toxic debris. And if you, A, let it happen, and B, even facilitate it means you actually help detoxify the person and give them collagen and vitamin C so they don't have to weep it out through their skin. That is a rational way to treat that process, if you understand what the process is. But of course, regular medicine doesn't do that. Instead, they kill the virus, which can't be killed because A, it's not there, and B, it's not alive to kill it. So essentially what they're doing is giving you something to stop the elimination of the toxins. So any rational person would then surmise that the likely thing that would happen is the toxins stay in your body. And therefore, you end up with post-herpetic or post-shingles neuralgia, meaning your nerves hurt after you should have been done. The reason you're not done is because they stopped you from eliminating these toxins. So now you have a toxic buildup in your tissues, which of course hurts as your body is trying to communicate that this is not a finished process, that the rash was the therapy, not the disease. But of course, that escapes the thinking of modern medicine. And so if you think like that, you can understand that if you detoxify and correct the deficiencies, which are probably collagen and vitamin C, then you have a good chance of this thing going away.